In a world filled with countless stories, some tug at our hearts like no other. This is the story of Emmanuel, a resilient soul who, against all odds, found hope in the most unexpected place. His journey from despair to triumph would not only change his life, but also touch the hearts of many. So, let's delve into this incredible tale of Emmanuel. Emmanuel had been wandering the streets for weeks when the rescuer found him. On a warm summer day, the rescuer was scrolling through social media and came across a photo of Emmanuel. In that image, Emmanuel was lying on the side of the road, injured and alone. The sight of Emmanuel struck a deep chord with the rescuer, and an unwavering determination to help this suffering dog ignited within. The photograph revealed a heartbreaking scene, a once vibrant creature reduced to a mere bag of bones, his eyes filled with the haunting sense of abandonment. Without hesitation, they contacted the local animal shelter and shared the story of Emmanuel's flight. The response from the shelter was immediate and compassionate as they swiftly dispatched a team to rescue him. Upon their arrival at the scene, the rescuers found Emmanuel in a dire state. He was lying on the sidewalk, bearing the visible scars of a harsh life on the streets. His broken leg was painfully twisted, rendering him immobile, and a deep, infected wound on his back spoke of the hardships that he endured. Without wasting any time, Emmanuel was carefully transported to the shelter, where he received the urgent medical attention he so desperately needed. The veterinarians at the shelter were taken aback by the extent of his injuries. Emmanuel's emancipated frame and severity of his wounds left them uncertain about his chances of survival, yet they refused to give up on him, and instead, they poured their expertise and care into making him as comfortable as possible. During his initial days at the shelter, Emmanuel displayed the signs of trauma that often accompanied animals who have suffered neglect and abandonment. His fearful and apprehensive demeanor spoke volumes about the hardships that he faced. The emotional scars ran deep, and it was evident that rebuilding his trust in humanity would be a challenging journey. As the days turned into weeks, Emmanuel's story began to unfold in remarkable ways. His resilience shone through as he slowly started to regain his strength both physically and emotionally. The shelter staff and volunteers, along with the rescuer who had first spotted him on social media, poured their love and care into him, serving as a constant source of support on his path to recovery. Emmanuel's transformation, both in body and spirit, was nothing short of miraculous. His story became a beacon of hope for countless others who had suffered like him, a testament to the incredible power of compassion and second chances. As mentioned earlier, during his first few days at the vet, Emmanuel's mistreatment caused him to remain reserved. He cowered in the corner of his kennel, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and uncertainty. But something remarkable was happening. The shelter staff and volunteers refused to give up on him. They knew that Emmanuel needed more than just medical care. He needed love, patience, and understanding. And so, they began the slow and delicate process of gaining his trust. They approached him with gentle voices and kind gestures, offering him treats and reassuring presence. Gradually, Emmanuel began to warm up to the staff. They gave him lots of love and attention, and he started to come out of his shell. His fearful glances turned to tentative tail wags, and his body language shifted from defensive to curious. It was a heartwarming transformation to witness. Over time, Emmanuel's health improved. His wound healed, and his broken leg was put into a cast to mend. He was also put on a strict diet to help him gain weight and become healthier, and he received lots of love and attention from the staff and volunteers at the shelter. Each day brought small victories, and it was evident that Emmanuel's indomitable spirit was prevailing against all odds. Despite all he had been through, Emmanuel was a sweet and gentle dog. His eyes, once filled with fear, now sparkled with a newfound trust in humanity. He loved to cuddle and play, and he was always eager to please. His loving demeanor endeared him to everyone he met at the shelter. Emmanuel's presence became a source of comfort and inspiration for those around him. He seemed to understand that he was safe and loved now, and reciprocated that love tenfold. His resilience and his capacity to forgive and trust again were a testament to the remarkable strength that can be found in even the most fragile of creatures. One day, a couple came to the shelter looking for a dog to adopt. They were greeted by the joyful barks and wagging tails of the shelter's residents. But there was one dog who stood out amongst the rest. When they saw Emmanuel, they knew that he was the one. They saw past his scars and recognized the beautiful soul beneath. The couple, deeply moved by Emmanuel's story, decided to give him a forever home. They knew that it wouldn't be an easy journey, but they were prepared to provide all the love and care that Emmanuel needed. They decided to rename him Buddy, a name that reflected their hope for a strong and lasting bond. The emotional farewell at the shelter was bittersweet. The staff and the volunteers who had poured their hearts into Emmanuel's recovery watched as he left their care to embark this new chapter of his life. There were tears, but they were tears of joy and hope. Emmanuel, now Buddy, was going home with the family who cherished him. Buddy was thrilled to have a new family, and he quickly adjusted to his new life. The couple showered him with love, and Buddy responded with boundless amounts of affection. He was loved in his new home and his new family, and he was always eager to explore and play. The once scared dog had found his place in the world. The couple marveled at Buddy's transformation. They saw a dog who had endured the unimaginable hardship but had emerged with a heart full of love. Buddy had not only found a forever home, but he also brought immeasurable joy and fulfillment to the lives of his new family. And the best part, the story of Emmanuel and now Buddy didn't end there. His journey had touched the hearts of so many, and the story, which the original rescuer compiled in a YouTube video, had since gone viral on social media. The image of his remarkable transformation from a wounded and scared dog to a beloved family member resonated with people around the world. Messages of support and admiration poured from every corner of the globe. Emmanuel's resilience and spirit became a symbol of hope for many who faced their own challenges. People from diverse backgrounds shared his story as a testament to the power of love and compassion in the face of adversity. Emmanuel, or Buddy as we know him now, has become an ambassador for all animals in need. His story is a shining example of what could be achieved with unwavering dedication and kindness. Emmanuel's story didn't just inspire individuals, it ignited a movement. The shelter staff recognized the incredible impact that Buddy's story had and decided to harness this newfound attention to a greater cause. They started a fundraising campaign to raise money for the shelter, and it was a huge success. The funds raised allowed the shelter to make tangible improvements. They invested in new equipment and supplies, ensuring that they could provide even better care to the animals under their wing. More importantly, they were able to take in more animals, offering them a chance at a brighter future. The staff's efforts didn't stop there. They organized adoption events, drawing in potential pet parentings eager to provide loving homes. Outreach programs were launched to educate the community about animal welfare, encouraging responsible pet ownership, and spaying/neutering. The impact of Emmanuel's story on the local community was profound. More and more people started adopting animals from the shelter, and they started seeing a significant decrease in the number of abandoned and stray animals in the area. Local authorities took notice of the shelter's contributions to animal welfare, recognizing the vital role it played in improving the lives of both animals and residents. The shelter had become a regional model for compassionate animal care. Other shelters looked to them for guidance and inspiration. The ripple effect of Emmanuel's story had not only changed the fate of one dog, but it transformed an entire community's approach to animal welfare. Buddy never forgot where he came from. Even as he enjoyed the comforts of his new home, he would visit the shelter regularly. Each time he returned and greeted his staff and volunteers with a wagging tail and a big smile. His visits served as a reminder to the incredible journey that had led him to a loving family and a life filled with happiness. The shelter staff and volunteers were deeply moved by Buddy's cheerful return visits. He embodied the resilience of animals and the difference of his second chance could be made. His presence continued to inspire them and remind them of the importance of their work. Emmanuel's incredible journey from a despair to a loving home had far-reaching effects. It became a beacon of hope, illuminating the path to compassion and kindness. Buddy's story continued to inspire people to do good, to help those in need, and to make the world a better place. In a world where there are countless stories, some stand out as beacons of hope and reminders of the power of compassion. Emmanuel, now known as Buddy, was one such story. His journey had taught us that no matter how tough life may be, love, kindness, and determination can heal even the deepest of wounds. Let Buddy's story be a testament to the boundless potential for good that exists within each of us. And that brings us to you guys. Have you ever seen a story like this in your surroundings? What did you do then? Let us know about your experiences below. We love reading everything you guys write for us. And if this story moved you in any way, feel free to join our channel as we continue to share more heartfelt stories about animals by subscribing and hitting that bell. Your support helps us continue sharing stories like these, stories that inspire change and remind us of the beauty of compassion.